Hi, I'm Jermaine Genus, and along with the F2 freestylers, we're going to be looking at the big data revolution in football and how it affects the coaching, the playing, and match predictions.
We'll settle the score between possession and shot supremacy.
And we'll be pitching stats.
Win it.
Against skills.
And we'll see whether a supercomputer is better at predicting results than a team of fans, the pundits, or the predicting powers of Razzle the Goat, as we set out to prove once again that luck is no coincidence. Statistics and analysis are transforming football. If it happens on the pitch, someone somewhere is measuring it. Leading the data revolution are two clubs owned by stats pioneer Matthew Benham, FC Midtjylland of the Danish Superliga and Brentford of the English Championship, who were managed for 2 years by ex-City trader Mark Warburton.
I think my time as a City trader made me aware of the use of data. Is it any different in football? Absolutely not. You know, if I go into tomorrow morning, my analysts can produce page after page of every type of data. Our job as a management team, we sit there and look at what we think is relevant for us, what impacts our performance, what impacts our training, what best helps our players to go and achieve the required result or desired result. But it's never all-encompassing, it's part of the equation, it's part of the bigger picture.
By far, the biggest success story for big data has come at Brentford's sister club, FC Midtjylland, founded only 17 years ago.
Matthew Benham took FC Midtjylland in Denmark from near bankruptcy to winning the Danish league in 2015. And the secret of their success was the utilisation of data and statistical models.
Yeah, there are important things that data can give you that even an experienced observer can't tell you. It gives you information you can't easily get any other way. So you can sit there for 90 minutes. Most of what happens, you miss.
The amount of data that can be collected is massive. 10 players training for 10 minutes can produce over 7 million data points for analysis. And it's not just football that's benefiting from this revolution in technology.
I think the most important thing now is that kids can watch what they do, high-speed video. That's, to me, is the most important innovation in sports.
The video side of things now, because of the evidence that you can get, whether it be how teams mark from free kicks, corners, what their strengths and weaknesses are and how you can get at them, it's such a big advantage for us.
Given you'd be pretty certain that the other teams in the league will be doing data analysis on you and working out what your weak points are and working out what your strengths are and how to stop them, if you're not doing that back, then you're putting yourself at a massive disadvantage.
Statistics have become the norm in football nowadays, and you even hear clubs using them to buy new players. They look into a computer and say, we're looking for a player who can do that. Who fits into that category? Okay, we'll buy him. It's incredible.
Yes, you can check his technical ability, his physical stat, but can you measure his character and the impact he'll have on your dressing room? The use of data will obviously increase, but make sure you know what's relevant to you.
There's a popular belief that the team with the most possession is more likely to win. But it turns out possession isn't that good of an indicator of whether teams win matches. It's shot supremacy, and it makes sense. Barcelona dominates both these metrics, whilst Leicester City average less than 45% possession. We're going to create a scenario where shot supremacy goes head-to-head with possession to see which playing style comes out on top. Shot supremacy is a metric used to describe a team's dominance of a game. It's the number of shots a team has divided by the number of shots they concede. Maximise your shots and minimise your opponent's shots, and shot supremacy increases in your favour.
So we've briefed one team to keep possession, and they're only allowed to shoot after 10 passes.
And we're putting them up against a team playing on the shot clock. Every time they win possession, they've got 10 seconds to get their shot away.
To find out if shot supremacy is more effective than possession, we're going to play a special match.
Ball possession is used commonly to show what kind of game we actually looked at, but it doesn't tell the whole truth.
Tell you what, they're keeping possession well. They're doing actually all right, to be fair.
This purple team just needs to press up.
High, yeah.
Because they've got to get 10 passes in.
So just to make it clear, when the first horn goes, the purples, time starts. 10 seconds later, the second horn goes, they've got to get their shot off. Win it, win it!
Win it, go on.
Here we go.
He's in here. Finish!
We have a goal.
Lovely.
There's a lot of evidence that suggests that possession has very little predictive value at all in the outcome of football matches.
That's a great ball in. Better purples, better.
It's actually exciting knowing that a shot's going to happen in the next 10 seconds.
Yes.
The more shots you have, everyone's in a better spirit. You feel like you're going to score more goals.
It's what happens in the last third, whether you're counter-attacking side, soaking up pressure and going from there. And if you're a possession side, you've got to open teams up with good movement.
Don't force it. Simplest option. Just keep the ball.
It's right they're doing that, but where are they going? You've got to have a strategy at the end of it.
They do need to try and score at some point, though. Oh, nice.
Yeah, good feet.
This is better. Hit it.
Well done.
Always does look nicer.
It is good football.
When you're in attacking areas to do that, that's better. When you're doing it around here and it's just going side to side, it's pointless. There's times in a game where you need to keep the ball. But sometimes if you're not keeping it in the right areas, it's just far too dangerous.
Get shot off! Unlucky.
It's all about where you win the ball.
Yeah.
Yes. I enjoyed that one.
Yeah.
The yellow team dominated possession, but had relatively few shots on goal. The purple team saw very little of the ball, but when they did have it, they used it highly effectively. They had nearly 3 times as many shots as the yellows and scored more goals. This shows how maximising shot supremacy and not ball possession can win football matches.
The stats don't tell you how well a team is playing, they tell you how the team is playing. You can play with the ball in a proactive way, you can play without the ball in a reactive way. It doesn't tell you if you're going to win the game or not.
Football tactics are cyclical, so you'll have a team like maybe Atletico Madrid with their great run in Champions League, and people say, you know, this is the way to play. Let's not play on possession. But then you have Barcelona winning, then you have Bayern winning, then you have Germany winning the World Cup, and people are saying, you know, why can't we play that way?
If you're outperforming your opponents on shots on target, you've got a 59% chance of winning that match. If they are outperforming you, you've only got a 19% chance of winning that match. So shot supremacy is sort of a better predictor of winning than possession in the final third.
It's time to put the predictive power of big data to the test. We want to see if statistical analysis can be used to predict match results more accurately than traditional methods. In this experiment, we'll be pitching a supercomputer with its massive data crunching ability against the expertise of our professional pundits, a group of enthusiastic and passionate fans, and the predictive powers of Razzle the Goat. We've set them all a challenge to predict the results of 25 matches across Europe over a single weekend.
So in terms of predicting football, it's very difficult because there are just so many things that can happen. And because it's low scoring, it's easy for one team to dominate, only for the other team to end up snatching a winner at the end.
The supercomputer is all about data, and with more than 4,000 previous games and 60,000 match parameters to work with, it's going to be very tough to beat, but it's not without flaws.
If you're going to develop predictive models in football, the model is only as good as the data and information that you put into it. A computer, when it produces predictions, can't know that a key player is out injured.
The fans are all about passion. They know plenty about football, but their love for the game can lead them astray when trying to make predictions.
We got to do better than the goal.
Manchester United, Aston Villa. I do predictions every single week ahead of Man United games, and I've never predicted a loss.
Barcelona, Valencia. I would say straight away Barcelona.
Borussia Dortmund against Hamburg. On any given Saturday, I would take a home win for Dortmund.
The pundits are all about years of experience, meticulous research, and professional reputation. But when it comes to predictions, like the fans, they're only human.
Football has a way of sort of making you look really foolish. I've had some real shockers. I predicted Leicester to finish 20th last season. I predicted Man United to win 3-0 against Barcelona in 2009. I still like to think I got the prediction right, just the game didn't quite follow. It's hard for journalists because I think we try to use games from the past to predict future outcomes, which, as we know, doesn't really work in football.
And following in the footsteps of Paul the Octopus is Razzle the Goat. Her predictions will be free of the pressures of club loyalty and professional reputation, but with only random chance on her side, she'll do well to get more than a third of her predictions right.
I wouldn't be surprised if a computer-based model came out on top compared to fans or pundits or even goats.
So who managed to predict the outcome of 25 matches with the greatest accuracy? In fourth place came Razzle with a 36% prediction accuracy. That's just a little better than random chance. In third were the fans with 40%, and in second place were the pundits with a solid 44%. But running away with the victory, the supercomputer with a massive 56%. So how does the computer achieve this greater prediction accuracy?
When we as humans to try and come up with some predictions, the problem that we have is that we overemphasize unusual events, whereas a statistical model, that will actually realise that there's a possibility that that's just part of the random nature of football.
The understanding of the game and the inner game is there, and the ebb and flow of a game, but the result can actually sometimes, it leaves us scratching our heads.
Let's see how the Unibet experts use stats in predicting outcomes.
There is a massive amount of data being generated during a match, all of which can aid a bettor's decision.
Stats that I always check. What do they do on set pieces? It's hard to defend against a team that's very good at set pieces. It's often a lot of goals with those teams involved.
I think possession is overrated. We have a good example this year with Leicester. It was a team who didn't have so much possession in the games, but they were very good with counters.
Ultimately, there is no substitution for actually watching the match and then using the statistics to dig deeper into your analysis.
I have a lot of data in my mind, but during the games you also have to play with the instinct. When you see that, for example, one team is getting tired, another team are looking stronger, then you have to be fast and make a live bet before the odds are changing.
What are the chances of this?
No way!
What are the chances of this?
Yes, get in there!
What are the chances of this?
Oh, yes!
Join us again for more facts, stats and science.
As we show you once again that luck is no coincidence.